All right, now. So now let's get into some homosexual news. And yeah, I ain't saying it as grand as I said it before, because this ain't some good damn news. So apparently, there's a story that came out the other day, but I started to get more information on it. There's this gay fitness model by the name of Donald Zeben Hood, who was arrested after he allegedly stabbed to death his fitness trainer husband. So hold on, because I was like, I do have a picture of them. Says bring it up. Now the person that did the stabation is the one on the left in the jacket and hoodie. The one on the right with the black is the one who is no longer with us. So according to People, they said approximately at 4 a.m. local time on Friday, August 1st, Jacob Zeben Hood, who's 34, who worked for the personal training company System Fit, per his Instagram, was found unalive at his Harlem apartment on West 38th Street, which was not too far from where I live, because I lived in 147. Oh, no, it was 148 actually. So this, according to NBC4 New York reporters, citing charging documents. A NYPD spokesperson, in a statement obtained by People, said, "quote Police responded to a 911 call from an unconscious male inside 250 West 138th Street within the confines of the 32 precinct." I think they meant 32nd precinct. Upon arrival, officers observed an unconscious 34-year-old male with multiple stab wounds to his legs. EMS responded and pronounced the man deceased on the scene. At the scene. But they said on scene. And scene. Now, police confirmed that this in their statement that no one has been charged with his death at the time, but the investigation is ongoing. Now, Jacob was discovered slumped over a toilet with multiple wounds across his body, according to NBC4 New York, citing prosecutors. He had a gash on his head and several wounds through the back of his leg, including one that was deep enough to penetrate the muscle. Jacob's husband, Donald Zeben Hood, who's 40, has been arrested following the incident, per the New York Daily News. Now, he was arraigned on Sunday, August 3rd, on charges of burglary, criminal contempt, and weapons possession. Donald was not been charged for the death of his husband, but the case is being investigated as a homicide. Well, if he did all the stabbing, why isn't he locked up? Like, if he killed his husband, that's what this is. And according to the reports, they said that they've been fighting for the past 3 years. Like, even neighbors that lived in the building was talking about they would get real vicious with a lot of the abuse and stuff going on. Because look, now here's what it said, according to the New York Post. Neighbors of court records revealed a tumultuous relationship between the seemingly picture-perfect couple whose social media feeds are replete with glamorous photos that include alleged DV going back to 2022 by Donald, whom Jacob had accused of choking him and threatening him with a knife. Now, I do have receipts in regards to the IG. Hold on as I bring that up so y'all can get an idea. Now, the one that is no longer with us is the one that's shirtless with the peace sign. That's Jacob. And then the husband is the one that's got the shirt on. So yeah, they had this picture perfect relationship, but other things was happening behind the scenes, according to the neighbors. So Donald, who had also defied multiple court protection orders in recent months, has not yet been charged with red rum, but prosecutors are investigating the case as a homicide. They fought all the time. I would hear it. This is what Craig Wesley, who's 44, a neighbor in the building, told the Post on Monday. Jacob Zeben Hood, who was studying to be a doctor, had called his father the night before he was found unalive, telling him that his husband was coming after him and not allowing him to leave their 138th Street apartment, prosecutors said in Manhattan court on Sunday. He also sent his father a photo of his wounded leg. The helpless dad heard Donald Zeben Hood screaming at his son and calling him derogatory names, according to court documents. Police later found Jacob slumped over the toilet, as I said earlier, covered in blood and gashes from his head and multiple stab wounds to the back of his leg. One of his wounds severed the artery, causing him to bleed to death. Now, Donald Zeben Hood, who had several cuts on his arms requiring stitches, also shockingly told cops that he had a knife fight in their apartment with Jacob the night before. He claimed he fell asleep after the domestic clash and woke up around 4 a.m. to find Jacob dead. So it could have been y'all sitting up in there having like a damn knife fight with each other, like y'all are Beatrix Kiddo and Vernita Green in the opening sequence of Kill Bill. And then y'all thinking, oh, we're just regular, whatever. It's just we just doing what we usually do as a gay relationship. We just be up in there fighting. Which a lot of y'all need to realize that y'all think that like DB only happens in straight relationship. No, it be happening quite a lot than y'all realize in same-sex relationships as well. It just they don't go report it because of a lot of the homophobia and misogynoir that occurs within our community. So a lot of this stuff goes underreported. You think it's bad when women go through DV with men? It's a lot worse when it comes to same-sex relationships. Now, Donald is a successful model whose Instagram account peppered his nearly 68,000 followers with his fashion shoots, runway shows, and run-ins with celebrities such as Pam Anderson, in addition to romantic getaways with Jacob. But behind the glitzy facade, prosecutors argued Donald was estranged and engaged in horrific escalating pattern of abuse against Jacob. Cops logged 9 domestic incident reports between the couple going back to 2022. Records show Donald had a 2024 arrest after allegedly hitting Jacob in the head with an unspecified object that apparently led to an order of protection. He was arrested in February for allegedly strangling Jacob twice during a row inside the Harlem apartment. A judge said that Donald Zebin Hood's bail at $5,000, despite Manhattan prosecutors requesting for $20K. That's what you should have raised it, not some damn $5,000. He could easily pay that. A month later, well, I don't know his account. I mean, his money or whatever his situation. So it could have been that it was, he probably could have cleared $20K too. Now, a month later, police responded to a 911 call about the couple screaming and fighting, found Jacob Zebin Hood with a gash on his forehead, gushing blood. Jacob and Donald both claimed that the fitness trainer had fallen and hit his head. Donald was arrested again June 14th after he allegedly threatened Jacob with a kitchen knife, saying, "I will attack you." He was accused of violating his order of protection and received $5,000 bail again, despite prosecutors asking for $30,000. So all this could have been prevented if people would have just honored what the prosecutors were saying. Oh, I'm gonna keep setting it at 5,000. Maybe he'll learn it. No. People with anger issues, they don't never learn. And I keep telling you also with people in abusive relationships, it takes about a whopping 7 times before they finally leave that person. That's a statistic. Now, when the cops responded to the latest incident, Donald apparently acknowledged he broke a protection order yet again and would be arrested. He was actually under 2 orders of protection forbidding him from being in his husband's presence, records show. Now, Donald was charged with first degree, as I stated earlier, first degree burglary, weapons possession, and aggravated criminal contempt for violating the protection orders. A judge denied his bail as medical examiners determined Jacob's cause of death, a critical step forward pursuing potential homicide charges. Jacob's father declined to comment. Now, Wesley, the neighbor, said the pair's fighting had escalated around the holiday and became a consistent thing, leading him to call the cops in June. He said he awoke Friday at 4 a.m. to commotion in the building and discovered the EMT shuffling around in the doomed couple's trashed apartment and said, "I knew something bad was going to happen. The way they fought, it was going to end badly." And the funny thing is him saying this, all the breadcrumbs was laid out, but it's like the system, yet again, failed this young man because of the way y'all treat domestic violence. And to me, it's kind of making me thinking, do you think it might have been rooted in homophobia? Because it's 2 gay men consistently fighting with each other. Y'all not taking it seriously in this whole situation. And now that this young man is dead, I don't want to hear no woulda, coulda, shouldas, especially from, the NYPD and a lot of you people who could, or even the courts, where the prosecutors asked for you to raise his bail and you refused to do it. You kept putting him out on $5,000. So yeah, some people in the comments over on Jacob's Instagram said So sad and tragic. R.I.P. Jacob. May you get justice ASAP. If you are in a violent relationship and slash or one with strangulation history, please get out. So sad and tragic. He may be alive if the judge's orders weren't broken. Get out while you can. And R.I.P. Gone too young. And the worst part of this situation is that Donald couldn't help himself and work on his damn anger issues. And now you're at a point where whatever these issues you got going on, now look where it's ended your ass up. You're in jail. You're probably going to be in there for a long damn time. And you want to know something? Rotten, may you rot in peace. Because you deserve what you get. Anybody that does any kind of DV, you deserve to be under the goddamn jail. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story, this sad and tragic story? You know, like I was saying before, if you are in a domestic violence situation, definitely get on out. Let me do my due diligence real quick because I'll be like, I almost forgot to do this. It's like, yeah, let me put that up there. So yeah, if you are going through some things and you're experiencing any kind of DV or whatever the case is, definitely go get the help that you need because your life is important and you shouldn't have to get to a point where somebody goes and feels that they can take your life. This is why I will remain single because I'm just too damn stubborn and set in my ways to just compromise my Christianity for somebody else. And the minute you put your hands on me, oh, I'm definitely going to jail for homicide. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.